Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mr. Baker, the Music Maker, with once again yet another K-pop Demon Hunter song. I told you I wasn't going to do any more. For the millionth time, I'm done with that. Until all I saw in the comments all week was do Takedown, do Takedown. So I guess I had to do Takedown for one final hoorah. I've done made 5 of these songs already. Y'all are crazy. This is the last of them. Takedown. Let's hear it. Repeats right there. I couldn't fit the whole entire phrase. There's that whole part after that I'm going to make a whole separate part for us for a second video, so stay tuned for that one. But this is the pre-chorus, the most singable, memorable part of the entire song, in my opinion. Let's make it from scratch, shall we? We're going to hit restart, and we're going to fix the settings before we put anything in. Always got to fix the settings, or you're going to be in a world of pain later. So we're going to go length, not 4 bars, but 9 bars. What? That's a weird length. Yeah. It's kind of 8 plus 1. Has 1 at the beginning, and then the section kind of starts after that first part. I make 9 total. Start on middle E instead of middle C. Range, 3 octaves. So those are the 3 things we're going to change. Length, 9 bars. Start on middle E for E major. And we're going to have a range of 3 octaves instead of 2, so we have more of the notes. And now we're ready to rock. Let's put in the tempo first. Build from the bottom to the top to kind of stay organized. We're going to put the tempo, then the drums, then the bass line, then the melodies. Kind of 4 different parts. Tempo is going to be done real quick. We're going to do 140. A little bit quicker. And you can drag right to the number 140 there. We're going to leave the instrument sounds alone for now. So we're ready to put in the drums. We're going to leave that first bar blank. Like I said, that's the kind of a pickup. The memo, 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 right? Not really my best singing voice, but yeah. So we're going to start with the drum part here on this gray section. Circle, skip, triangle, skip, skip, skip. Do that 4 times. Ooh, ooh, ah, boom, boom, bap. That's the kind of we will rock you kind of thing. That's kind of what it does. So we do that for 4 times. Then we're going to change it up. Yeah, kind of like a slow we will rock you. You get the point. Cool. Then we're going to do for the last 4 bars a new pattern. I'm going to make it a little spicier. I'm going to do 3 circles in a row. Skip 1. Triangle. 2 circles. And do that for 4 bars. 3 circles in a row. Skip 1 triangle. 2 circles. Do do do. Gapoo goo. And then the last bar we're going to switch it up. No, we're not. Change my mind. That's the next one. Already done both parts, but you gotta wait a week for the next part for that. Check it out. Here is our full drum part. It does 4 bars of this. Then it switches it up. Boom, the drums are done. Now we're ready for the bass line, which is this bottom octave right here. So the octaves are 1, 2, 3, separated by these thick blue lines. Right here, we're going to have this low octave. Skip the beginning. Like I said, we're going to leave this first bar blank. We're going to stack this chord, though, on bar 2, which is yellow, purple, and this orange, dark orange right here. That's our first chord. Then we're going to put another yellow right in line with this circle, and then in line with this triangle, we're going to get a purple. So we stack them right here in line with this first circle with the yellow, purple, and this dark orange. Then a yellow and a purple with skips in between. Then we're going to do that same thing, but 1 note up on the next bar. So I just shifted literally everything up 1. And then, so make sure that's good. And then we're going to do the same thing for the next 2 bars, but with different chord. So we're going to stack the same chord we had at the beginning, but we're substituting that purple for this dark one, which is a G sharp for those who are interested. And then we're going to do that. And then repeat that for bar 5, because we skipped a bar. Boom, boom. Let's hear that bass line so far. Then we're going to have another cool, like, what looks like McDonald's signs, little golden arches for our next part of the bass line. Let's hear this, though. So there's a chord right at the beginning of each bar, and then a little moving bass line after that. Then we're going to make some golden arches here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to use the same color series, but we're going to make like these little shapes here. Boom. So there's my golden arches. See it? It's a McDonald's sign, if you use your imagination. So yellow, purple, orange, yellow. So it makes like a letter M kind of thing. Then we do the same thing we did before, move everything up one. Boom, 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 boom. And then we're going to do the same thing here. It's going to be a slight variation. Same colors, same pattern, but not the same kind of shape of an M. Kind of more a dipped in M. Skip that one. Oops. Then we repeat that one again, just like we did in the first 4 bars of the bass line. And that is our bass line. We're going to put in the melody next. Let's hear the bass line. That sounds good by itself. Then the moving right here. It's coming together. Very cool. Now we're going to put in the melody, which is the singable part, right? It kind of starts with what I call a pickup. Which is just this little zigzag thing right here with a pink and this dark blue. This kind of reminds me of the Post Malone song, Congratulations, that came out in like 2013 or something. Look that up. It feels like a total rip off of that in my opinion, but whatever, is what it is. So, okay. Takedown. And then we're going to do, so there's Takedown right there. Dark orange, then this navy on this gray bar. Then we're going to do this cool downward staircase. But after the pink, we're going to skip one. We're not going to leave a space, but we're going to skip a note. We're not going to do the purple one. We're going to skip to this navy. That's what the melody does. And then we're going to come back at the beginning of this gray bar and turn the melody around. So we got the navy, purple, navy at the beginning of the gray bar. If it all is right. Remember, we skipped this A right here. Let's hear it. Yeah, boom. You can hear it. It's all coming together. Now we're going to repeat this little shape. Right there, too. Excuse me. And then a takedown. I don't know the words, but you know how it goes. So we have that same 2 notes here. So yeah, we repeat that little upward stretch that we had at the end of there, like the little tail end of that. And then we have the turnaround right here, which is this, at the end of this bar, this navy, pink, navy. Then we're going to repeat the takedown, and then boom. I don't think this is supposed to be here. Maybe it is. I don't know. Doesn't seem like it is. Then we're going to repeat the same thing we did. I'm going to listen, see if that belongs there, if that was a little typo. But we have that same tail right here. So we're going to end it the same way. That little melody thing just completely repeats. And then that note does it. We need another pickup right here. Then that does it. So we basically, I kind of sped through that just for the sake of time, but all we're doing is repeating the last 4 bars are the same as the melody in the first 4 bars, or at least starting in the gray. See that? Takedown. And then this little note picks us back to the repeat to take us right back to the beginning. Let's hear the whole thing, and we should be totally done. I'm going to see if that little extra note belongs or not. Let's hear it. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I accidentally clicked the delete button at that last one. Whoops. So yeah, leave that little F sharp at the end there. But that's it, yes. And this little navy note does belong. That is where it differs, but that's a very slight difference. So that's, like I said, we repeat that melody at the end, but it just adds this little navy pickup note there, and that is it. I mean, we can experiment with the different sounds. I already tried some of them. Piano sounds pretty cool. Yeah, that works. Strings, I think. Yeah, that works. Yeah, that works. is cool too. Yeah, whatever you like, whatever you think sounds the best. Experiment, mess around with it, and stay tuned for part 2, because I already made a little part that comes after this, but we couldn't fit it in 16 bars. If Pro Music Lab makes it longer, eventually we can squeeze it all in there. But thank y'all for the requests. This is the last of my little hoorah with K-pop Demon Hunters. Like I said, I can't wait till something else comes along and captures your attention, so that I don't have to keep looking at these songs in the global top 50 every time I look at that on Spotify. But like I said, I appreciate the request. Thank you for all the love. Y'all just let me know what else you want to hear, and we'll keep it coming. Stay tuned for part 2. And if you haven't already, like and subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll see you in the next one. Peace and love. Keep making music. Later.